We're live, everyone.
Great. Okay, good afternoon. Thursday, February 3rd, 2022 meeting of the Committee on Academic Affairs and Student Services is now called to order. I don't know if Bonnie can do this, but usually she would call the roll.
I'll call the roll for it.
Terrific, thank you.
Chair Massey,
Here.
Vice Chair Swanson,
Here.
Trustee Williams,
Here.
and Student Trustee.
I'm here.
Thank you. Could you please pronounce your name for me, just so I can have it for next time?
Imran Mohammed.
Morham. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. And thank you everyone for joining us today. Today the team is going to present the strategic plan to us. In addition to that presentation on strategy, we will also review the board reports that will be considered during the regular board meeting, which will take place later this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Provost Potter, I'll turn to you if you'd like to give opening remarks.
Thank you, Vice Chair Swanson. Good afternoon, everyone. We are 3 weeks into the beginning of the spring semester. While our 16-week classes started the week of January 18th, 5 of our colleges also offered winter classes that began in late December and ran through winter break. We found that there was a good level of demand for these offerings. 344 total students enrolled in 18 class sections during this winter period. I want to share a reminder that the deadline for 12-week classes is coming up fast. The registration deadline for 12-week classes is coming up fast. Students have until February 10th to register. I have been meeting regularly with faculty on a number of topics. Along with colleagues David Anthony and Stephanie Craw, I've continued to meet with FC4 for productive conversations about our COVID responses. The open communication has helped bring clarity to City College's protocols, to understand faculty perspectives, primarily from those teaching in person, and to identify areas where we paid some extra attention to, such as signage and communication. City Colleges is making progress toward implementation of the DevEd Reform Act that is part of House Bill 2170. I've been meeting with vice presidents and faculty, 5 meetings in total with faculty, in fact, since November, and look forward to sharing a fuller update soon on changes to our placement practices that will utilize multiple measures. That concludes my remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Provost Potter. So to move to the presentation, I believe it is back to Provost as well as Chief of Staff Herrero. If you all want to move to the presentation, that would be great.
Sure. Just for to make sure we're not doing this again, this is not going to be on the agenda. It has it at the board meeting, I think, if I'm reading it correctly. Is that right, Chancellor? Or
Yes.
yes.
Yes. The presentation is at the board meeting. We don't have a presentation in committee.
Right.
Okay, sorry, my notes are wrong on that. So thank you.
I apologize for that we didn't get to update that.
No, that's okay. So if there's no presentation, can we move to the review of the board reports? Making sure this is correct, but we will move to go over those items proposed for board action again. That will be at the regular board meeting later today at 2. We will pull out one resolution 1.06, which will be considered on its own, but we'd like to proceed with the review of the board reports in the committee now.
Vice Chair, may I propose that I just get right into it since I am beginning with the first resolution? And I
Terrific.
don't know the order. I don't have it in front of me, following me. But
I will try to pull that up right now.
okay, thank you, Vice Chair.
Yeah.
Resolution 1.0 is for approval of new programs at Olive Harvey and Wright colleges, the Cannabis Applied Studies Basic Certificate, the Cannabis Processing Technician Advanced Certificate, and the Associate of Applied Science in Cannabis Studies. Along with the existing Dispensary Operations Basic Certificate, these credentials stack together to prepare students ultimately to work in multiple aspects of the expanding cannabis industry, such as retail management, community advocacy, processing and extraction, and horticulture greenhouse management. More than 100 new cannabis licenses were released in Illinois in 2021, and there are expected to be thousands of job openings in the field in the next 2 years. The curriculum was reviewed within city colleges by an interdisciplinary team, including natural sciences and criminal justice faculty, and by more than 20 industry partners. Resolution 1.01 is for the approval of spring semester sabbatical leaves. Each year, we open up the opportunity to eligible faculty to apply for either a 1-year or a 1-semester sabbatical. That process runs in advance of fall semester. Per the provisions of the full-time faculty contract, if less than 5% of faculty are granted a sabbatical, we reopen the call for sabbatical requests for spring semester only sabbaticals. These sabbatical leave requests before the board today are a result of that second call. In total, there are 5 leave requests from Malcolm X, Daly, and Olive Harvey colleges. Some of the projects that will be supported include curriculum enhancements in humanities offerings at Malcolm X College, creation of open educational resources for Biology 121 that faculty from across the district will have access to and be able to adopt, development of a new mathematics literacy course, critical mathematics, that will center the history and socio-political issues that impact Black and Brown communities in a general education mathematics curriculum. Resolution 1.02 seeks board approval for renewal and non-renewal of non-tenured faculty. During the first 3 years of a full-time faculty member's appointment, contract renewal is on a yearly basis, following the third, following the third successful year, tenure is achieved. Non-tenured faculty undergo a rigorous, though supportive, tenure assistance program that includes required mentoring, participation in seminars, and the completion of an independent learning and service plan. Ultimately, faculty are expected to demonstrate growth and meet expectations in the 5 talents of teaching. The rigor of the renewal and tenure process is built into both the standards and the joint faculty administration oversight that's in place. Review begins at the department with faculty involvement and goes ultimately to the college president. Each college has a tenure coordinator to support the process, and those 7 coordinators work closely with district leaders in academic and student affairs. This setup ensures that processes are followed and standards are adhered to. Numerous checks leading directly to my office ensure the integrity of the process. This resolution covers the 38 current faculty members who were hired in the fall term over the last 3 years. And it includes 17 second-year contract renewals, 10 third-year contract renewals, 7 affirmative tenure decisions, 2 faculty members will receive a 1-semester extension, and there are 2 non-renewals of contracts. And that concludes my items under resolutions, Vice Chair.
Terrific. Thank you, Provost. If CFO Rodriguez would please review resolutions, I believe it's 1.03 and 1.04, and then resolution 1.05 will be reviewed by CTO Dunning.
Thank you. Resolution 1.03, this resolution is for the approval for the district to abate the pledge taxes levied in 2021 as sufficient funds have been deposited with the trustee, U.S. Bank, for the annual debt service requirement on the General Obligation Bond Series 2013 as referenced in the bond resolution. Upon board approval, abatement resolutions will be filed with Cook and DuPage counties. Resolution 1.04 is the tax abatement resolution for the General Obligation Bond Series 2017. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Resolution 1.05 is to amend the Presidential Leadership Development Policy to add direct report to the provost to be eligible to apply. The full list of eligible positions now includes presidents of one of the city colleges of Chicago, direct report to the chancellor, provost, a president, a vice president, or the deputy provost. This change will expand the eligibility to a greater amount of individuals and allow for more development of high potential personnel. Should I just
Item
go
one-
ahead into 2.0?
Item 1.06 will be discussed in closed session.
Right. So yes, please move to 2.0.
Sorry.
No, that's perfect.
Board item 2.0 is a request to approve the February 2022 personnel report. There are 103 actions on this month's report. They include 35 new and rehires, 39 promotions, title and salary changes, and 29 separations and retirements. This concludes the February report.
Thank you. Now, Chief of Staff Herrera, please review item 3.0.
The February 2022 development report includes 13 grants funded and awarded totaling over $8 million, and 14 grant applications submitted totaling nearly $9.4 million. I am pleased to share that included in the 13 grants awarded are 5 ICCB Workforce Equity Initiative grants, WEI grants. These grants make up 5.7 million of the 8 million received. Daley, Kennedy King, Malcolm X, Olive Harvey, and Wright College all were awarded a WEI grant between 1 and 1.5 million each to continue or to develop credit and non-credit training programs that lead to high demand career opportunities with a focus on high need communities. We also received a total of 1.5 million for a tech equity initiative, thanks to a $1 million grant from the Searle funds at the Chicago Community Trust and $500,000 from an anonymous funder. This opportunity will enable CCC to develop a sustainable plan to provide our students with laptops and connectivity. VCM Foundation President Rhonda Brown has recorded a video providing you all with more information regarding this really exciting grant initiative and to other grants that we have received and that will support district-wide strategic priorities. This concludes the February Resource Development Report.
Excellent. Congratulations on all. Okay, we will move on to agreements, which will proceed as follows. If ABC Anthony will please report an agreement 4.0 to 4.05. President Hollingworth will report on agreement 4.06. CIO Martin will report on agreement 4.07. CFO Rodriguez will review the agreement 4.08 and 4.10. Provost Potter will report on agreement 4.09. President Sanders will report on agreements 4.11 and 4.12. ABC Anthony will then review purchases 5.0 and 5.01.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Agreement 4.00 requests the board's authority to execute a depends upon requirements agreement with Global Water Technology Incorporated to provide water treatment chemicals and related services for heating, ventilation, and cooling systems at all CCC facilities district-wide, beginning no sooner than February 3rd, 2022 and ending September 30, 2023 at a total cost not to exceed $250,000 with 3 options to renew for 1 year each. Agreement 4.01 requests the board's authority to execute the option to renew the agreement with Action Cleaners Incorporated to provide emergency facility restoration services on an as-needed basis for the period of April 1, 2022 through March 31, 2023 at a total cost not to exceed $100,000 with an option to renew for an additional 1-year period. Agreement 4.02.
I'm sorry, I do have a question about this one.
Yes.
In the MBE WBE compliance, it says that that basically the vendor's plans will be determined at the time of each project. Does that give the city colleges the option of not pursuing a project with this vendor if they do not come with a plan that fits our MBE WBE criteria?
Yeah, we certainly don't have to give them any work if we do not
Okay.
want to give them work. The reason it states that, though, is at the current time, we don't know the nature of the facility restoration services that might be required. So if it were a flood versus asbestos versus, the MWBEs that would be used would be different and are included in their proposal for each project.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll move on to 4.02 then, which requests the board's authority to exercise the final option to renew the depends upon requirements agreements with T&J Plumbing and Core Mechanical for plumbing and piping repair services for the period from April 5th, 2022 through April 4, 2023 at a total cost not to exceed $1 million. Agreement 4.03 requests the board's authority to execute an agreement with Constellation New Energy Incorporated and C-Power for the period of June 1, 2022 through May 31, 2023 to participate in electricity curtailment activities. C-Power will facilitate the district's participation in the Emergency Load Response Program. The ELRP provides the district the opportunity to receive compensation for providing verifiable load reductions during ELRP events or tests of the ELRP. Funds earned by the district will be held in escrow by C-Power and used for ongoing building automation system and HVAC upgrades and maintenance with only board-approved contractors. Over the last 3 years, the district has averaged more than $300,000 in compensation through this program. The compensation provides a financial benefit to the district that is reinvested in energy and air handling equipment and contributes to reduced operational and capital expenditures. Agreement 4.04 requests the board's authority to execute a fixed price agreement with Constellation New Energy to procure electricity at a locked-in rate of 6.751 cents per kilowatt hour, inclusive of capacity and transmission charges for the period of January 1, 2022 through January 31, 2024 for all CCC facilities. This rate results in an estimated annual cost of $5.5 million for electricity. The Associate Vice Chancellor of Administrative Services has the authorization to sign lock-in pricing contracts with Constellation New Energy Incorporated pursuant to board reports 29665, 33599, and 34123, authorizing approval of utility contracts when pricing is advantageous based on utility contracts being exempt from competitive bidding. The Office of Administrative Services closely tracks pricing and determined in collaboration with the CFO that pricing made it an opportune time to lock in this particular rate. Agreement 4.05 requests the board's authority to execute an agreement with Constellation New Energy Gas Division to procure natural gas at a locked-in rate of 56.4 cents per therm for the period of December 1, 2021 through April 30, 2022 for all CCC facilities. This rate results in an estimated winter cost of $1.2 million. The Office of Administrative Services closely tracks supply pricing and determined in collaboration with the CFO that this natural gas lock-in agreement was necessary to provide a significant level of budget certainty and protect the district from potential spikes in pricing during the winter months. As an example, significant market events in February of 2021 caused a major spike in gas prices, and had CCC not had a lock-in agreement in place at that time, our expenditures would have been nearly $500,000 more in that single month last year. But because the current pricing is also relatively high, the district did opt to lock in this rate only for the short term through this current winter to allow us to continue to monitor rates and lock in a longer term manner when they become more advantageous to us. The Associate Vice Chancellor of Administrative Services has the authorization to sign lock-in pricing contracts with Constellation New Energy pursuant to Board Reports 29518, 3301, and 33842, authorizing approval of utility contracts when pricing is advantageous based on utility contracts being exempt from competitive bidding.
So, Associate Vice Chancellor Anthony, are these relationships with Constellation Energy, is Constellation Energy a facilities-based provider of both of these services, or are they reselling
They are the
origination from
They
someone
are the
else?
deliverer of the utility for us.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have won the competitive bid with the state, which is what we are also using to piggyback on here.
Okay, thank you.
Board item 4.06 seeks the board's authority to authorize the execution of an agreement with Illinois Equity Staffing to provide career planning and placement services to participants of the Olive Harvey College Still I Rise program. The goal of the proposed program is to prevent violence by providing wraparound services and free cannabis education certification to individuals with violence involvement and who also have cannabis records, allowing them to obtain a living wage job in the legal cannabis market. IES will provide wraparound services to participants, including career planning and placement into the cannabis industry or green sector, professional development, and essential skills training. This agreement would commence no sooner than March 1, 2022 through February 28, 2023 at a cost not to exceed $200,000.
Resolution 4.07 is for the authorization to execute an agreement with CPI Solutions, LLC. CPI Solutions provides licensing, hosting, and support for online solutions, included outbound call campaign management, the student feedback system, online cross-channel contact system, and the OIT help desk ticketing system. The term of the agreement is for the period of March 16, 2022 through March 15, 2023 at a total cost not to exceed $157,400.
May I make a correction before we go on to the next one? Constellation is the provider for the state through 4.03, the curtailment exercise that was referenced for the electricity and the natural gas. That is a piggyback off of CPS public procurement. My apologies.
Thank you.
Board report number 4.08 is a request to execute an agreement with Information Systems Audit and Control Association, also known as ISACA, to provide the Information Technology Certificate Associate Credential, acronym ICTA, or the Certified in Emerging Technologies Credential, CET, through a virtual instructor-led platform for the period commencing March 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2022 at a cost not to exceed $76,000. These industry recognized credentials will prepare recent graduates of IT or computer science degrees for in-demand jobs, as well as serve to provide completers of the certificates with a competitive advantage within the marketplace. Funding of this initiative is through MXC's IREPO and HERF grants, and the certificates will be offered via our Community and Continuing Education Department.
Agreement 4.09 amends board report number 34281 with the Chicago Transit Authority for participation in the UPass program. The amended agreement will authorize continued participation in the program through the summer term of 2022. With the additional $850,000 in authority, the total cost to city colleges for the year is not to exceed $1.6 million.
Agreement 4.10. This is an approval for an agreement with Nelnet Business Solutions to continue to provide a student payment plan program to City Colleges of Chicago and to also take over the credit card payment processing program currently being provided by TouchNet. This contract is consolidated, currently separate systems to achieve ongoing maintenance and support efficiencies over time. An RFP was advertised on October 25, 2021, and Nelnet was selected by the evaluation committee out of 3 respondents that were invited for oral presentations. The term of this agreement shall begin March 1, 2022 through February 28, 2025, with an option to extend for an additional 2 one-year periods or 1 2-year period at a total cost not to exceed $344,000, for the contract term. Thank you.
Board Report number 4.11 is a request to execute an agreement with SHI International Corporation to utilize the Qualtrics Experience Management and Course Evaluation platforms for the period of March 1st, 2022 through November 20th, 2023 at a total cost not to exceed $200,000. Qualtrics Experience Management Systems is an expansion of our existing Qualtrics tool. This expanded system will allow real-time insights throughout the student life cycle from recruitment to graduation by providing feedback at scale and will facilitate comprehensive data analysis with intuitive and tailored tools that provide constant visibility into key metrics that will allow our faculty, staff, and administrators to take action immediately to improve the student experience. This initiative is funded via MXC's IREPRO grant funds. Board Report 4.12 is a request to execute an agreement with SHI International to utilize the EMSI Burning Glass web-based career coach and career coach widget builder, along with the economic impact study reports for the period of March 1st, 2022 through December 14th, 2022 at a cost not to exceed $45,789.47. The EMSI Burning Glass Career Coach and Career Coach Widget Builder is a customizable web-based program that extends the ability of our present use of Burning Glass data to further validate the feasibility and viability of new CTE programs, provide a career exploration tool for students, add links to present job openings, and provide weekly updates on occupational mapping that is specific to Malcolm X CTE programming. In addition, this program will provide an economic impact study to validate the economic impact our programs are providing to the city of Chicago and the region. This initiative is funded via MXC's HSI and DoD grant funds.
Purchase 5.00 requests the board's authority for the monthly job order contractor construction projects to be performed by the listed contractors. Board reports 33312 and 34029 authorize the utilization of JOC as a construction delivery method to perform renovation services, deferred maintenance, and repairs. This month's report lists 2 projects for a total cost not to exceed $34,262.05. Purchase 5.01 requests the board's authority for the monthly electrical low voltage job order contractor projects to be performed by the listed contractors. Board report 34205 authorize the utilization of JOC as a construction delivery method to perform improvements, renovation services, deferred maintenance, and repairs. This month's report lists 3 projects for a total cost not to exceed $107,168.73.
Item 6.0 requests approval of legal fees totaling $479,726.26. Such fees cover litigation, labor and employment, corporate, and higher education matters.
Excellent. Thank you all. I believe that ends our review. And also, if there are no other further questions, just wait for a minute for other trustees if we're good. That will conclude the board reports, and I will move to have a motion to discharge the February 3rd, 2022 board packet, inclusive of the resolutions, personnel items, resource development report, agreements, purchases, and legal invoices included on today's committee agenda as part of the current agenda for the February 3rd regular board meeting later this afternoon. And again, that will be excluding resolution 1.06.
So moved.
Second.
And can we please call the roll?
Chair Massey,
Yes.
trustee Swanson,
Approved.
trustee Williams,
Approved.
trustee Tellman,
Approved.
student trustee Amran.
Approved.
Thank you. So moved. So thank you all. Since there's no further business to come before the committee today, may I please now have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. We are adjourned, and we'll see you back at the regular meeting at 2 o'clock.